Today we are honored to have a number of dignitaries and special guests, including Mayor Woody McDuffie of Delray Beach, U.S. Congressman Ted Deutsch, Dr. Richard Weil, Chief Medical Officer of the Atlanta Regional Office for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and Mark Ryan, CEO of Delray Medical Center. We've prepared a brief program for this afternoon. Let's begin with an invocation by Rabbi Ephraim Goldberg, Senior Rabbi of Boca Raton Synagogue.
Thank you, Mike, and congratulations to you and Dr. Sharlop and the incredible staff here. And I just want to make one comment. The core, the foundation of healthy living. When I mean healthy living, I mean a healthy soul, balanced emotionally. Being successful in every area of life is to feel physically fit, to be physically healthy. Because if we don't achieve longevity and if we're not physically fit, then we can't begin to pursue spiritual ambition and spiritual pursuits. So I want to just offer my words of blessing to this endeavor, a great addition to our community in South Florida, to all of us. May God bestow blessing and success upon this great enterprise. And may you be successful in encouraging us to lead a more healthy life, to achieve longevity, to be able to realize all of our dreams. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rabbi Goldberg. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephen Sharlop, founder of MDPrevent. Dr. Sharlop is a graduate of Yeshiva University and New York University's School of Medicine and trained as a general surgeon at Beth Israel Medical Center before receiving an MBA from Harvard Business School. Prior to MDPrevent, he founded Health Thrive, the largest medical and dental practice serving over 5 million patients in 1,500 long-term care facilities across the U.S. Dr. Sharlop.
According to the latest statistics, 2 out of 3 Americans are overweight. 34% are obese. And by 2030, those numbers are expected to climb to 50% obese. 77% of the population diabetic or pre-diabetic. Today already, 7 out of 10 Americans die from chronic disease, with over 50% of those dying from heart disease and cancer alone. But there is good news. I just switched to Geico and saved thousands of money. No, there's really good news, and this is the opening of MDPrevent, an innovative, spare-no-expense approach to helping Americans stem the tide of the development of these chronic diseases that are wreaking havoc on people's lives. And we believe by putting together a team of preventioniers, and we call ourselves preventioniers because we are pioneering new approaches to prevention. We believe that the combination of primary care practitioners with health psychologists, registered dietitian nutritionists, exercise physiologists, certified yoga instructors, health educators, instructional designers is the model that is necessary to bring about change. And we are, in fact, in the process of submitting a very large grant application to Medicare to allow us to take this model and duplicate it across Southeast Florida. So I want to thank you for being here today and joining me in the dedication of the good news, the real good news, of a model in this community that can bring about significant and meaningful change. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Woody McDuffie of Delray Beach.
Thank you, Steve, Dr. Charlotte. Everyone out here, good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon by now, though, I think, aren't we? So, I met this gentleman a few weeks ago. Paul made an appointment to come in and see me in my office, and I will tell you, for the most part, I have no idea who's going to show up when someone calls me. There's a Charlap coming, and we'll talk about a few things, but I became very interested in what Dr. Charlap had to say. Very coincidentally, I have a cousin who's 11 years my junior. She has, for the most part, lived away from home being here in Delray Beach, for most of her life. She began to feel bad. She came home just before Christmas. My uncle took her to the doctor. She was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She lived a week and a half and died on Christmas Eve. 11 years, my junior. There is absolutely no reason that she died that young for that reason, except for the fact that she didn't take care of herself. As the rabbi said, you know, this is a great deal of who we are and what we are and what we do in the future depends upon how we take care of ourselves today. Now, I was thinking when he said 2 out of 3 people are overweight, I was standing and I looked to either side of me, and I thought, it's me. You know, and it's very true. We live lifestyles right now where we're running through fast food restaurants and grabbing things, and the congressman stays in very good looking shape over there, and I don't know how he does it, except they have a gym in his building, I think. So. But all of us today live too much on the fast track, and I think all of you would agree with that. How many of you have a PDA strapped to your waist or in your purse and can't live without it? You know, it's just life as we live. So, without going into his entire business and the reason that I think it's wonderful for him to be here, preventive medicine in Delray, you know, I think is a great idea all over this nation, not just in the city of Delray Beach, but all over the nation for those of us to take a look at our health for the future. Now, given the situation that's been dealt to all of us right now who are in middle age or approaching retirement, we're going to need to stay healthy because most of us are going to need to work longer. And before we reach out and enjoy those retired years, and I watched my dad, another family example, I watched my dad work like a dog, retire in August, be at Mount Sinai Hospital in Miami in October for open heart surgery, have a stroke on the table, have grand mal seizures for the rest of his life, and then lose his life far too early. That happened to him at a younger age than I, standing here today. My father was a great man, never enjoyed his retirement because he didn't watch his health. So what was told to you today, obesity and the other things that we're confronted with, organizations like this who step out in faith, and I want to thank you for another thing, and that is stepping out in faith, because anyone who opens a new small business anywhere in this country takes a huge risk. The failure percentages are high. And for those who are willing to step out in faith and invest in the city of Delray Beach, which you are doing, we are very grateful at the city, and I know also at the state of the company. So, for all of you people in green shirts out there today, welcome to Delray Beach if you weren't already here, and thank God you have a job. So this is the time when people who create employed positions in any one city are going to be welcomed very graciously. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank all of you for what you will be doing for the young men and women and old men and women who actually walk through this door. I know we're already talking about going out and selecting some youngsters to come through the program, and I believe you're going to be footing part of the charge for that. So it's going to be incumbent upon us at the city, our educational board, because we're going to take kids out of the schools here, to come put them through his program. And he's going to be paying the cost for that, I think, for 25 young men and women, correct? So I think that's a thrilling thing for us to do. We don't get that done in the schools now. So preventative medicine for our kids, and thank you so very much for what you're doing. Thank all of you. God bless you all, and welcome to Delray Beach. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor McDuffie. It's now my great pleasure to introduce U.S. Congressman Ted Deutsch.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike, Dr. Charlotte, Mayor. Great to be with you. Always great to do in Delray. This is actually a terrific moment, I think, not just for Del Rey, but the promise that MDPrevent offers, again, not just here, but nationally, I think is really significant. We spent a lot of time in Washington talking about how we're going to continue to be able to provide quality care, how we're going to give quality care to seniors, how we're going to help seniors live out their lives with dignity, and at the same time, grapple with these really difficult budget issues. And there is usually a lot of tension between the two. And it causes there's a lot of heated debate. Well, the reason I'm so happy to be here is because with the opening of MDPrevent, I believe there's a giant step that's now been taken to address both of these issues, but to address them simultaneously in a positive way, by focusing on prevention and by providing a place where people can come to have their needs met for their physical health, their mental health, nutrition, and exercise, all in one location to deal with to grapple with chronic illnesses and reduce the incidence of chronic illnesses. We're not only going to help people live healthier lives, you're not only going to help people live healthier lives, but you're going to reduce medical costs as well. I am fully supportive of the grant application that you've submitted because it is exactly what the government ought to be supporting now. Efforts that will bring down healthcare costs while ensuring the highest quality of care for the citizens of this community and the citizens of our country. I'm thrilled to be here. I wish you every success. I will make one quick observation, just having been here today, that given that you happen to be in the heart of District 19, it feels a little bit like a town hall meeting in your office. I'll come back and visit regularly. Good luck. I wish you every success. I'm sure this will be a wonderful success, and I'm proud to be here and stand with you today as you embark upon this big venture.